Hi everyone, my name is Beth and I want to welcome you to my channel, Flying by the Seed of My Plants. And anyhow, I just wanted to share with you what I was growing in my vegetable garden for the 2023 garden. And I am going to get started. I've been having issues doing the filming. Anything over 35 minutes, it mutes it. So I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. Starting with the tomatoes. This is my first time growing this one. It's a Black Beauty, and it's on the back. It says it's the world's darkest tomato. So dark that some tomatoes turn solid blue to black on the skin. So I thought that would be really interesting to try this year. So that's going in my garden. And also I do a plant sale. For the last 3 years I've been doing it. And I do it starting anywhere from the middle of May to Memorial Day weekend. That is when it's most popular. I'm in Northeast Ohio. And Memorial Day is a huge weekend for people to garden around here, to get their gardens in. So anyhow, a lot of these seeds I will be selling, the plants. Last year I had over 200 tomatoes, over 200 peppers, some eggplant, and I'm going to be adding to it this year with flowers and stuff. But right now I'm just going to go over my vegetables. Kellogg's Breakfast, I've had that in my garden several times. It's a orange beefsteak. It can often exceed 1 pound. It's a sweet tomato and very good. The other one is Dr. White Cheese Yellow. And pretty much I think it's very similar to the Kellogg's Breakfast tomato. But it is a sweet tomato. And again, these can grow to 1 pound or more. Let's see. I'm going to show you the big tomatoes before I get into my cherries. Okay, this one I grew last year, Ananas Nor. It is a green tomato. It does have pink and orange and red going through the whole tomato. And the looks of the tomato is kind of deceiving on what it tastes like. It's a delicious tomato. When you slice into it, it's a large tomato. It's very juicy. And the taste is like a pineapple taste in it. Absolutely delicious. So it's different in looks, but it's one of the best tasting tomatoes. So wanted to share that one. So with that said, on that tomato, I went ahead and ordered the pineapple tomato. When I seen that, and just the taste in itself would remind me of having a sweet salsa. So that's my plans for this one. Plus it'll be in my plant sale this year. Amish paste, that's always in my garden. I love this one for canning, making salsa. Pretty much all of these tomatoes get up to a ½ pound. So it's great for canning. The other favorite of mine I put in my garden all the time is San Marzano. One of the best tasting canning tomatoes. It's very meaty, very little seeds, very prolific, and excellent tomato to grow if you like making your own spaghetti sauce or tomato sauce. Great tomato. Classic beefsteak. I get a lot of requests for this for my plant sale, and so there's the classic beefsteak. Mortgage lifter. I grew this a couple years back. It's a very cool story behind it. Pretty much all of these are heirloom seeds. So I like the heirloom because they pretty much all have a story behind it. Also, they are open pollinated, which means, if you want to save the seeds, you can save the seeds and you are pretty much guaranteed to get the same tomato plant tomato for the next year that you save the seeds for. Hybrids, you're not guaranteed to get the same plant or, tomato. So mortgage lifter, a great story behind that. So if you want to Google that, the guy paid off in the 1940s. He paid off his house selling this tomato. So Interesting story. Cherokee Purple, one of my favorites in the garden, also in my plant sale. Ace 55, I've never grown this one, so, you know, I'm excited to try that. Bonnie's Best, that's in my garden in plant sale. Here is Paul Robeson, one of my favorite tomatoes. Great story behind this one. It's Paul Robeson. Great tomato. Great tasting tomato. Cherokee Purple, I already showed you that one. Baker's Creek, when you order so much seed from them, they do give you free seed packets. So this one they sent to me as a free seed. It's called Thorn Burns Terracotta Tomato. So that'll be my first year with this one. Giant Crimson Tomato. Great story on this one. This seed actually was extinct. I got this with the M.I. Gardener. It was extinct for a little over 50 years. Luke from M.I. Gardener seen a shadow box on Etsy that somebody was selling. And it was originated from a seed company in Pennsylvania. So anyhow, he bought the shadow box and took the seed packets out. And one of them was for the Giant Crimson Tomato. And the seed packet was dated 1929. So it was out of production and circulation. You know, whether somebody saved seeds on their own, we don't know. But basically, it was extinct. So he brought this back about 5 years ago. Great story on that. So I went ahead and ordered that. I didn't know about that story until after I ordered it because there was only 5 seeds in there. And typically there's over 25 seeds in the tomato packets. And on his website, since he's just now getting it back into production, that's why there's only 5 seeds in here. And he limits seed packets to 2. So I did get 2 packets. And so I'll keep you posted on how that goes. This probably won't be in the plant sale, but depending on how many germinate out of the 10 seeds, I will share them with my nearest and dearest friends. So I'll talk to you all about that when that time comes. Okay, now getting into my cherry tomatoes. This one was one of my favorite cherries, the Sun Gold. It's a small orange-yellow cherry tomato, very prolific, and it is a very sweet and delicious tomato that goes in my garden every year. Absolutely love it. A lot of times in the beginning, I would only put one Sun Gold tomato plant in my garden, and the tomatoes never made it out of my garden because I ate them before they left the garden. So now I grow at least 2 to put in my garden, and I also do it in the plant sale too. So delicious, delicious cherry tomato. I grew this one last year, Pink Bumblebee cherry tomato. A delicious and beautiful tomato to grow. The blue cream berries, I bought these seeds back in 2020. Well, actually, these are dated 2021. And this year, hopefully, they will make it in my garden. I don't know why. I just never got it in there, but I plan on putting this one in. Black strawberry tomato. It's a little bigger than your average cherry tomato. It's an absolutely gorgeous tomato. If you have a chance to grow that, it's beautiful. And I will be selling that plant in my plant sale. The blueberries are in my garden every year. These are just really pretty to grow. They start out red, and wherever the sun hits them, it turns it a blue, deep blue color. So that's that one. Tropical Sunset Tomato, another favorite. I grow that. And I love all the different colors. It's so pretty when you put it on a bowl, on a table, where people can just snack on them. And I roast them. All different kinds of things you could do with cherry tomatoes. Dehydrate them. They taste like candy. So now I have another favorite. I've grown this now, I think, for 3 years. It's the black cherry tomato. This is actually now tops my favorite from the Sun Gold, the black cherry. If you have a chance to grow this tomato, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. So that's another favorite. And this is a new one I'll be growing this year from Baker's Creek. This is Queen of the Night. Right now this one only has a minimum of 10 seeds in the packet, and I think I only got one packet. So this is going in my garden. Any extras I will put in the plant sale. Okay, so that's all my tomatoes. And so I want to get to my peppers. Where are my peppers? Cucumbers, kale. Oh, peppers right in front of me. Okay, this one was a free seed packet I got from Baker's Creek. This is called the Datil pepper. This is how they describe it. Blazing hot, blunt little 3 to 5 or 3.5 inch fruits. They ripen to a brilliant orange yellow, a vicious heat, complex fruity flavor. So I am not into blazing hot peppers, but I am going to grow one. I'm going to put it in my garden and I'm going to try it. But I am going to go ahead and start these seeds. And I am going to grow some for my friend's son. He does like the hot peppers. So I am going to try and get him a couple plants of this. And also, if anyone's interested, I got to see how many seeds I have in here, but I'm going to post this on my Facebook group if anybody wants to try growing them, or if they are interested in getting one of these plants. I will give it to you. So anyhow, that is that pepper. It was a free seed. I love jalapeno peppers. This is a tam jalapeno. It's a very mild heat, which is nice for people that just don't like a lot of heat, even though I don't think the jalapenos are that strong on heat. This is a milder heat. This one is a natapino. This one has no heat, but the flavor of the jalapeno. I do put this for people that don't like heat. You know, you could put it in the salsa just for the flavor of the jalapeno. Here is a pumpkin spice jalapeno. And these, you got to make sure they start out green, and then you have to wait for them to get fully ripe to turn that color. I love putting this in my cowboy candy, jellies I make with jalapeno, salsas. So you want to mark it. If you put it in your garden, you got to mark it so that you know this is the pumpkin spice jalapeno that you have in your garden. So you wait for it to change colors, so you're not picking it green. Lemon spice jalapeno, that starts out green, so you got to mark that one too. Orange spice jalapeno. These will also be in my plant sale. Craig's Grande jalapeno. This one I love to stuff with cream cheese and cheddar cheese. I mix it together, stuff it, wrap it in bacon. Absolutely delicious. These, the Craig's Grande is a larger jalapeno, so you could dice it up, also make cowboy candy, put it in your jellies. It's a great one. Here is Count Dracula. This one was introduced to me by a friend of mine. They ordered seeds, which to me they were fairly expensive for the amount of seeds you got. I think there was only like maybe 8 in the packet. So she did send the seeds to me to go ahead and start them for her. And it was kind of nerve-wracking because you want to be successful with it. And so anyhow, it did work. And it's a beautiful pepper plant. The leaves are a purple. The peppers start out black and turn to a beautiful lipstick red. So Count Dracula, beautiful. And I do save the seeds. That was from 2021, and I saved seeds from last year too, of 2022. Hungarian hot wax. I grow this primarily for my neighbor. She loves the Hungarian hot wax peppers. She goes ahead and she blisters these. I did pickle some of these. They were really good to put on your hamburgers, hot dogs, you know. Shishito pepper. First time growing these last year. Absolutely love these. You also blister these peppers. And then I made a dipping sauce for them. It was mayonnaise, and I mixed paprika seasoning in it, and absolutely delicious. It's great to share as an appetizer. I've actually just had the peppers for myself for lunch. So it's very good. Always in my garden now. Favorite. Anaheim pepper. It's great for salsa. So that goes in my garden. This is a paprika pepper that I grow, and it turns that bright red. And once it reaches full maturity, you dehydrate it, and then you can powder it up as a spice. And it does have a little bite to it, this paprika. California Wonder Bell. I get a lot of requests for bell peppers at my plant sale. And one thing I love about the bell peppers, I love sauteing it with onions, you know, to top on things. Just a really good pepper. So California Wonder Pepper, that's going to be in my plant sale and in my home garden. Sunbright pepper, Canary Bell pepper, the big red pepper, Coral Bell pepper. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, you know, with grocery shopping. So I got these from M.I. Gardner. A lot of these I did get when they were on sale for $1, but his regular price is $2. Once you spend $12, you get free shipping. But if you go in the grocery store, these are the average price now for one pepper. One pepper is like $1.50 to $2, and possibly more depending on where you're at. That just kind of blows my mind. So you can grow your own, pick them when you need them, and they just grow all summer. So I highly encourage things that you really like that you buy in the grocery store to grow it, especially this year with the prices. Here's a Purple Beauty, King of the North. Here is an Orange Bell, and those are the peppers. I'm missing one. I'm missing my favorite pepper. The Cubanelle pepper. Ah, here it is. It's my favorite pepper. This I grow every single year. It's very prolific. The more you pick, the more you get. And you want to wait, of course, when you pick it that they're their full size. But I stuff these with Italian sausage, and I bake them. And then I do it in large batches. So once it cools down, I put them in individual freezer bags and freeze these. So throughout the winter, I could take these out when I want for lunch or dinner or whatever. But these are one of my favorites. It's a Cubanelle, and I just love these. Very flavorful. And so that's that pepper. Okay, those are all the peppers. So I also do the kohlrabi, the purple, and this one is a delicacy white. If you've never had kohlrabi, it's very easy to grow. I'll start these indoors and then I'll transplant them outside. But I just like to peel them, and then I just cut it up and eat it raw. I sprinkle a little salt on there, and it's delicious. It's my uncle used to grow these a lot, and that's how I heard about those. So another thing, of course, radishes. This is the early Scarlet Globe. Radishes usually take about 30 days. Let me see, this is an early one. Days to maturity is 22 days. So that's pretty cool. German giant radish. The French breakfast. I love the French breakfast. And then I also do the Easter basket mix. Just a bunch of different types of radishes. I love them in my salads. I like eating them raw. You can also roast them in the oven. You just cut them up and put them in a baking dish or roasting pan, and a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and you roast them. And then you can serve it as a side dish with dinner, or you can actually do it on top of the stove too. But anyhow, I love radishes. This year I'm going to give another shot at Brussels sprouts. I always have an issue trying to grow them, so I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up. The other is the beans. This year I'm going to try garbanzo bean, the navy bean, The Blue Lake Bush. My dog Abby absolutely loves green beans, so I want to grow quite a few of these and can them. Last year I did some beans and I had a chipmunk that kept eating them. So, you know, sometimes it's a struggle to grow, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm just going to put them in a different spot and hopefully they won't get into them. These are the golden wax beans. I absolutely love. They're a very mild flavor, really good. Purple Dove, I grew these last year. And the Dragon Tongue, grew these. Very delicious beans. Plus with that, it just really makes a pretty presentation of the beans. So those are those beans. Oh, and I forgot what the jalapenos, the regular hot jalapeno I grow too. That's over there. Next is carrots. You know, one thing with having a garden, some might be first-time gardeners, just learning how to garden. Absolutely give it a try. And, you know, I've been doing this for over 30 years. The first 10 years was a lot of learning. My very first garden was a total flop. But I have continued to try and do it. And now I have beautiful vegetables. And I still have some things that don't turn out. So it's always a learning experience when you plant a garden. Some things do well, some things don't. It's something different every year. So, but I will say everything that you grow will taste better than what you purchase in the grocery store. So, okay, the carrots, here is the Long Rouge Sang carrot. Grew those last year. They're delicious. Rainbow carrots. It's just a lot of fun. Purple carrot. And the little finger carrot. And I do have a couple of different carrots right now. I don't know where the packets are. But carrots are so delicious. If you plant them early, before the heat, before the hot summer days, because they are more of a cool weather crop, or you can start for a fall garden. If you start like July, August planting these so you can have them in the fall. And the cooler the temperature is, the sweeter the carrots are when you pull them. So nothing like store-bought, I'm telling you right now. So that is the carrots. There. Next is the different squashes that I grow. This one is a custard squash. I'll show you a picture. This one didn't have a picture on it. Yellow scallop. These were a lot of fun to grow and pretty prolific and very tasty. And the way I fix these up, you can leave the skin on. It's a very thin skin, a very soft squash, so you can slice it up. You can saute it. I loved it where I would core it out, get rid of the seeds, then chop up the insides of it and mix it in with my Italian sausage. And then I stuff it all back in there. And then you can top it with mozzarella cheese and spaghetti sauce and then bake it. And it's excellent. Totally excellent. And that's the same as this one, but there's no picture with it. And these you can direct sow, you know, once the temperature, our last frost date, I believe, is April 27th. But you also want the soil to warm up a little bit. You can start these indoors or just outside on your picnic table and then transplant it after a couple weeks when they get a little established. And just be careful with the roots and everything when you transplant. So the next is zucchini. Here is a Black Beauty. Sugar pie pumpkin. I did that on my arches in my garden. It was just absolutely gorgeous. The arches I did with the cattle panel. And I did it, you know, where it goes over like this. And the leaves just went all the way up to the top. And the fruit pumpkins came down through there. Sometimes you have to support it if they're going to be a little too heavy. And also my cucumbers. And it was just beautiful. So anyhow, sugar pie, and I did save seeds also. But I'll get some starts going. You could direct sow that in your garden, or you could buy transplants. This one is a gourd Kakuzi. Now I went on, this is from Baker's Creek. I went on their Facebook page and they had question answers. And I just wanted some more ideas of what I can plant on my arches. And they suggested this one. And this is a popular Italian edible gourd, long slender fruit, is brilliant light green, tender and delicious. So that's my first year for that. Burpee's butterbush. That is a bush squash, a delicious winter squash, meaning you could save this. It's got a harder skin on it, so it preserves very well, especially if you store it like in 50 to 55 degree area. I have a back bedroom where I can close the door, shut off the heat vents, and it gets cool in there. Butternut, here's another butternut squash. Honey nut, that is like a miniature butternut, but it is just an excellent tasting squash. Kind of like an individual serving, so if you want to roast it or make soup or whatever you want to do. I grew this last year. The groundhog kept getting it before I did, so that's another one. I gotta figure out where I'm putting this or how to protect it from the groundhog. Here is a Black Beauty zucchini, and one of my other favorites is a golden zucchini, so that's always in my garden. It's great sauteed with onions, olive oil, some salt and pepper. So that is that. The other one is the cucumbers. Market More 76 is a great salad cucumber. It's delicious. Again, you will not get the same flavor if you buy it in the grocery store. These are so easy to grow. I like it better trellising rather than just having it run on the ground. If you trellis your food, you're going to get a lot more space in your garden. You can do it in a container gardening and use a tomato cage to support it. But anyhow, these are excellent to grow. The other is Bait Alpha, another cucumber. I have to check more into it, but from what I understand, they do not need to be pollinated by bees. So I'm going to look more into that, but this was a free seed. And if that's the case, this is great for a greenhouse. But I'm going to check more into that. This one here I bought from Hudson Valley Seed Company. It's a silver slicer cucumber. There's kind of a picture you can see there. It is a pale greenish white cucumber. It has a great clean flavor to it. High yielding. You can direct sow or start a couple weeks and then transplant it into your garden. But what I like about this is, if you get busy and, sometimes you miss picking certain like cucumbers, zucchini is famous for that. They hide. And if it gets a little bigger, it still tastes delicious. The Market More, if it gets too big, it tends to get a little bitter. So this is a great one. And I do kale. Here's a Casper kale. Here's a dinosaur kale. Scarlet kale. Dazzling blue. This is kind of like a spinach. I think it's got a spinach flavor to it. It was a free seed, so I've never tried this before, so I'm going to try it this year. Kamatsuda Old Tokyo. So it has a flavor of spinach. Here's a Japanese flowering kale. Those are great like smoothies just for the vitamins. Adding to, like an egg omelet or just sauteing. Navy bean, I'm going to try that. Let's see. Okay, I did the squashes and my beans. The other is eggplant. I love eggplant. This one I grow pretty much every year is a Black Beauty eggplant. Here is a real black eggplant and a long purple eggplant. And my friend, her son bought this and she sent the seed to me. A lot of times he sends me seeds and I start all the plants for him. He loves hot peppers. And this here is an eggplant. I have never seen anything like it. So I am going to grow some for him, and I'm also going to grow a couple for me. It says here, Melanzane rosa de rotunda eggplant, the only red variety traditionally grown in Italy. It's a smooth and mature to a brilliant scarlet, superior for Italian-style pickles. So I'm going to try that. And I do the Detroit dark red beets for pickling with pickled eggs. Of course, my spinach. And that's also more of a cool weather. These are also frost hardy, but spinach, I absolutely love spinach. So bunching onions. Those are getting expensive in the store too. But what isn't right now? This is an evergreen bunching onion. I get these started early indoors. They recommend 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost. So, autumn giant leek, red beard bunching onion. And it's so nice, you know, when you want to add to a salad, you go out there and pick your food. Let me see, basil. So many varieties of basil. Here's a lettuce leaf basil. That's where you can, you know, roll it up. You stuff it with, let's say, diced tomatoes, some mozzarella cheese, whatever you want, avocados, and then roll it up. And I think it would be good with like a glazed, balsamic glaze, and just to eat it like a little sandwich. African Nunum. This one is used in salads, soups, pastas, vinegars, and jellies. Emily basil, I've grown that before. Blue spice. It has vanilla overtones in it, so to me this would be a great tea. Or maybe even in a jelly. Basil Genovese. Shoot. At my time limit. Cinnamon basil and holy basil. Very medicinal, a lot of medicinal things in this, but make sure you look it up to make sure it doesn't interfere with any medication you might be on. They do not recommend this if you're pregnant or nursing or prior to having surgery, but again, you need to look that up. So right now, I think that is it. I got a lot of herbs here. Chamomile, cumin, dill for pickling, chives, love chives, rosemary, stevia, it's like a sugar herb, very sweet like sugar, cilantro for my salsa. So that's about it for now, and I have been having audio issues, so I'm going to go over my flowers another time and winter sowing, and so I'll be doing that video, also a video on my greenhouse and how that was put together. And I think that's it. So I thank you so much for joining me. And I hope it was helpful, maybe different suggestions on maybe what to put in your garden. And also in the comments, if you want to share what you grow. And also, if you like this video and want to see more, just go ahead and subscribe and like. And if you want, hit the bell, and this way you'll get notified when another video is uploaded, and share on your social media. So thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful day. All right, bye.